Hello, and welcome back to another Chris McPherson Show live watch along. Say hello again to those of you who are joining us after that Kings win over the Tasmania Jack Jumpers. As we get set now for the Perth Wildcats versus the Cairns Taipans. Don't be shy, make sure to get involved in the comments, say hello, have a chat about anything you want to in terms of it. We're happy to have a conversation around anything in the sporting world. Even some things not in the sporting world. We've had some rogue ones in the last couple of weeks, don't worry. But it is Perth versus Cairns that we are set for now. The Taipans on the road to the Wildcats on a Thursday night. Let's have a look at how the two teams line up. Let's start with the visitors, the Cairns Taipans. Mojave King will be in jersey 0. Cody Statman gets a start for the Taipans. Jack McVeigh, Andrew Andrews and Kyron Galloway. The bench will be Lloyd McVeigh, Kyle Adnam, Admiral Schofield, Jed Richardson, Marcus Lee and Lachlan Barker. While for the Wildcats, JLA, Joe Lawal-Achul Jr. will be in jersey 0. Dylan Windler in 3. Christian Doolittle, Ben Henschel and Elijah Pepper are their starting 5. The bench, Dante Russo-Nance, Lat Mayan, Sunday Detch, Noah Kwaku Hugi, Thomas Garovich, Jesse Wagstaff, Cameron Hoofner and David Okwera. So, big squad for Perth. What are we all expecting? What are we liking here, guys? Once everyone had a wager on, those of you who've had a wager. And where are you watching from? Jump into those comments. Let us know. Don't be shy. The more, the merrier in there. Makes it more engaging and entertaining for all of us. All set for tip-off here. Perth and Cairns. I've got around a little bit of the unders again, as I did in the last game. Didn't help me in the last game. Under 181.5. Joe Lawal-Achul over 15.5 points and Perth to win by 11 to 20. So we're chasing here to get us out of the minor deficit of a loss of a unit in the last game. Sydney threw it away and his pride round as well. Hez, good to have you back, mate. I'm always good. While there's basketball on, I am good. Cairns win the first tip-off. Who you liking here, Hez? Someone going to make you back your money from the Jack jumpers in the last one? Oh dear, that's a turnover and a half. Andrew Andrews just threw it straight to the breadbasket of a Wildcats player. You're back, mate. I like it when you're back. Always good having the likes of yourself and Nick and Ken and the crew in the chat. Joe Lawal-Achul gets a bucket to start us for Perth. We like that. 30 seconds gone and the Wildcats have the first bucket. You're on the Taipans. You love an outsider, Hez. You and Nick both love the outsiders. The underdog spirit. Kyron Galloway. We saw Jalen Galloway in the last game. Kyron gets the scoring open for Cairns here. Andrew Andrews hands it off for Mojave King. And a reach-in foul from Elijah Pepper. Could have ended a lot more disastrously. King was in the air as he just reached in at the ball and got his forearm. And Mojave King will go to the line for the first free throws of the game. That all came off the back of an Andrew Andrews forced turnover. King gets his first one. Cairns have their first lead of the day. And make that 2 for Mojave King. Cairns 4-2, a minute and 5 gone. I apologise in advance if I get a little bit drowsy here, guys. It is well past my bedtime. Wildcats do all the work this time through Ben Henschel. He played so well the other night as their fill-in point guard. He's at it again tonight. McVeigh. He'll be a key cog in the machine tonight for Cairns if they are to upset Perth. McVeigh, long range 3, drains it. What else would Jared McVeigh do? Jack McVeigh. Jared McVeigh's an Australian rules player. I always get them confused. Not sure why I do. I know the difference clearly. Here's Pepper. Swings it back. JLA thinks about going up for the bucket from distance, goes up for the shorter one and misses it. Maybe he should have taken the longer range too. Andrew Andrews paints himself into a bit of a corner here. Finally squeezes his way out. McVeigh backing into traffic over the top of Christian Doolittle. Gets himself a bucket. Cairns lead by 5 early. Perth have beaten them twice already this season. Can Cairns draw their first blood for the year? Elijah Pepper gets one back. 9-6. 2.5 minutes gone. McVeigh shapes to shoot. Decides better off it. Gives it off to Andrews. 7 on the shot clock. Statman works it into the paint. Spins around the world on the rim and drops for another 2 points for the Taipans. 11-6. Thursday night hoops. Joe Lualachul drives into the paint. Over the top, doesn't go. Gets his own rebound though. Fires it wide. Andrews reaching in, and that one drains. Henshaw will go to the line to try and bring the deficit back to 2 points. Frenetic start. Plenty of points early. Not good for the unders punters, but that's okay. Henshaw at the line. Wasn't pretty, but it went. 2-point ball games. Taipans versus Perth. Nice little bounce past him, Harvey King. No look, just lobs it up. I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe looking for a foul. Didn't work out for him. Now Joe Lualachul over the top gets another bucket for Perth. All locked up now. 11 apiece, 6:18 on the clock. Kyron Galloway. They swing it out to King. Now Andrew Andrews. Gets a step back for the 3. Doesn't quite go. Statman tried to get up for it, but it comes away with Windler. Doolittle goes up. He gets fouled on the way through. Doolittle will go to the line. John Riley's down there on his feet, talking to one of the referees, asking a lot of questions. Doolittle for the free throw. Hits it. Have a second to come. Fouls on Kyron Galloway. Doolittle 2 from 2. Gives his side a 2-point lead. Marcus Lee checks in. Oh, excuse me. Immediately inbounds the ball. Andrew Andrews. McVeigh for 3. That's a nice stroke for Jack McVeigh. Gives Cairns the lead again. Plenty of points early. 4.5 minutes gone. We've already seen 27 points. Can they keep this up though? Perth shooting at 71%. Cairns at 67. Joe Lualachul hands it off. Ball fired out. Henshaw for 3. Floating 3, and he hits it. Andrew Andrews over the top. That's a nice move. Levels us back up at 16s. 5 minutes exactly on the clock now. First quarter is a thriller minute. Both sides now shooting at 75%. As Joe Lualachul asks for a foul. Misses the bucket. wasn't given. Andrew Andrews rolling around to the outside. Just fumbles it off his own leg. Well, you're going to say it's Cairns ball, are they? They are. Thought they signalled for Perth first. Ben Henshaw's saying to challenge this, and he's right. They will take a coach's challenge. The cheerleaders are back out of the court for Perth. At 16 all with 4:40 to go in this first quarter. The challenge is on. It's gone through the feet of Windler, I think. I think there's a touch there. Does it just come off Windler's left ankle? No, it doesn't. Coach's challenge is successful. It'll be Wildcats ball. Wildcats inbound, 4:37 on the clock. All tied up at 16s. Great to have you all tuning in. If you're joining us for the first time, love it if you hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments and hit subscribe. As David Aquira's out there, gets the first bucket. And he's going to go to the line as well. He's fouled in the shot. As I'm saying, yeah, get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. People all around the world tuning in at different points. Let us know what wages or teams you're following. Aquira gets a free throw. Both out to a 3-point lead. It's their biggest lead of the night. Of course, hit subscribe. Trying to grow that subscriber base so that we can continue to grow the channel. McVeigh for 3. Just one step. No poise. Doesn't need it. Doesn't matter. 19 all. He's up to 11 points. He is shooting at 100% already tonight. Taipans are shooting at 78%. Perth miss a bucket there. Henshaw gives it off. Aquira's there. He's going to drop and he's going to get one as well. This foul over the back from Lee was pretty average. Never even got close. Came across, just clubbed him in the back. We're going to have a timeout here. Oh dear. You going for Cairns, MJJR? Well, I might just go with MJ. That's going to be easier. They're off to a pretty good start. They're right in this game. So interesting to see what they can do in the contest. Where are you tuning in from, MJ? What country or city are you based in? As we're in this timeout with Cairns. .358 remaining in the first quarter. Back out on the boards now. 3:58 to go. Aquira's going to go to the line. Doesn't get it. Admiral Schofield's out there for his first minutes. Andrew Andrews crossing it over back and forward between the legs, working around outside the perimeter of the three-point line. Gives off to McVeigh. Gives it to Schofield. Fires it back to Andrews. Andrews for a three-pointer. Doesn't go. Well rebounded, taken away there. All of a sudden, so Nance fires it out. Aquira's there. Bounce pass inside for Windler. He gets two. Now Perth out to their biggest lead of the night. 4 points with 3 minutes 15 remaining in this first quarter. This is some crazy shooting numbers early. Both sides. Andrew Andrews gives to McVeigh. McVeigh just backing in to Doolittle. Creates some space. Aquira swats it away. Comes off the foot now. 3-point shot. Oh my goodness, banked in. How do you like that? Lachlan Barker. Perth hit one straight back. That was Doolittle. These guys are shooting lights out at the moment. 67% for Cairns. 69% for Perth. This is wild times. 2:22 remain. Galloway over the top doesn't go. There's a miss. Not very many of them so far this half. I've seen 8 up until this point. Now they bring it back. Doolittle, little step back jumper. Won't roll. Windler couldn't get it. He would have had to put himself in mortal danger trying to dive for that one. 2 minutes on the clock. 4-point ball game. Now Cairns with the work to do. Barker. Got Andrews there. She's not using the first time. Goes the second. Andrews again to Barker. Barker sliding into the paint. Fires it back to Andrews. He drives back into the lane again. Little round the corner action. Gets the bucket and an N1. My word, we've had a lot of free throws already for a first quarter. 1:40 on the clock. Andrew Andrews to the line. He hits it. Gets it to a 1-point game with 1:40 to go. Doolittle. Ball back. Jalawala Jewel gets another bucket. This is a big scoring quarter. 53 points so far and still over a minute to remain. Jack McVeigh's already up to 11 points. He leads all scorers. Now Schofield. Gives it out. McVeigh. Step back. Goes for another 3. This time it doesn't go. Rebounded by Russo Nance. Pass behind the back. The bounce pass. Jalen Archul can't rebound it. Barker comes away with it. Pressure's on. They go wide. Schofield for 3. Doesn't hit. Windler. No. Doolittle with a rebound. Doolittle swatted away by Schofield, his opposite number. Sunday Detch takes it. And Doolittle's there. Working into the paint. Gets up, gets it over, hits the 2. 5-point game, 14 seconds on the clock before quarter time. Tell you what, you don't want to be in my boat and be on the unders in this one at the moment. Barker thinking about trying to get a shot away. Goes for a 3, doesn't go. Fired long. No such luck. Oh, Perth lead by 5. They trailed by 5 early doors. They now lead by 5. And he's game on after the first quarter. This one's still in the balance for certain. Who can take it away? Who can run with this and get the job done? Perth Wildcats and Cairns Taipans, the second of your double headers on this live watch along Thursday night on the Chris McPherson Show. As I said, guys, more than welcome. Get involved in the comments. Happy to chat about any sport you like. Australian Open tennis on at the moment. Super Bowl is only a few weeks away. Who's going to take that out? Obviously, the college football playoffs have just wrapped up. Plenty of cricket. There's plenty of soccer going on around as well. So don't be afraid. Get involved. Other basketball leagues. There's lots happening all around the world. Makes my night much more enjoyable and the coverage much more enjoyable if you get involved in the comments. Who do you like, guys, for the Super Bowl? Is it the Seahawks to lose? Second quarter, moments away. What's going to come in this second quarter? Will we see quite so many points? That was astounding. 55 points in a quarter. Saw similar numbers in the final quarter there in Sydney. Not far now from the second quarter getting underway. Just watching some of the highlights of the first quarter, and there was plenty of them with 55 points put up. The field goal percentage did trickle back down, but both sides still well up there. Perth at 63%. Cairns at 53%, including 50% from three-point range for both teams. Our teams are back. We're ready. Underway with the second quarter. Perth in possession, looking to extend their lead. Henshaw's on the ball. Gives it in Windler. Back to JLA. Henshaw carving in, looking for the pass of Joe Watchalong. Doesn't need it. Gets the bucket himself. Henshaw up into double digits. 10 points now. Harvey King. King on the ball for Andrews. McVeigh trying to set some screen. Bounce pass in, looking for McVeigh. Goes out of bounds, so it'll be Wildcats ball. Henshaw lays it off for Windler, who goes for three and drains it from deep. And all of a sudden they lead by 10 with a 5-0 run to start this quarter. Andrew Andrews trying to dribble around, find an opportunity, gives it off to Schofield. He lays it off again. King for McVeigh. Fires it out. Andrew Andrews deep. Leaves it off the front of the rim. Elijah Pepper takes the rebound. Fires it down now for Windler. Pepper thinks about the three. Joe Chul just waltzes into the paint. Waltzes too much, though, they say, and that'll be a travel. So, interesting times here. 10-point lead. Cairns need to claw something back. Schofield takes a seat. Marcus Lee checks back in. Taipans doing their work through Andrew Andrews. Back to Marcus Lee. McVeigh spins around, rotates, bounces out, doesn't get the rebound, but Andrew Andrews does. 2 minutes gone in this second quarter. Cairns yet to score. Statman over the top. Perth get a hand to it. Do they? No, they don't. Nice touch off Cairns, they're saying. Out of bounds, Perth ball. Sunday Detch trots it down the court. Over halfway. Back to Ben Henshaw. He's on the edge of the centre circle. He waltzes into the lane, gives it to JLA. He thinks about a shot, goes again and gets another. Thought about on the first go. Decided he wanted to get a couple of steps closer, Joe Lawala-Chul. Now 7 points unanswered to start this quarter. Lee hands it off. Andrew Andrews down to 9 on the shot clock. Call Statman, Toon Statman off for McVeigh. Drains a 3 from the left wing. That is impressive. Good way to start your scoring. Shame it's taken 2 minutes 45. And we've got a foul here. Windler's been fouled. And I think it'll be baseline ball, will it? Or sideline ball? Sunday Detch checks out for Perth. Doolittle on the ball. Fires it back. Henshaw for a long 3. Misses it. Doolittle comes around. Last touch comes off him. It'll be Cairns ball. Margin stays at 9. 6:58 on the clock. Andrew Andrews going to work. Fires it round to Marcus Lee. Drops it off mid-range jumper. Can't get it to go for Mojave King. Doolittle works it down. Gives it off to Henshaw on the right wing. Henshaw sweeps around. Thinks about a shot at the free throw line. Decides better of it. Now Windler's going to go into the lane. Fire it out now. Elijah Pepper for 3. 12-point ball game. Well, they're just too strong at the moment, and Cairns have called a timeout. 40-28. You just joined us for the first time. Thank you to all of you who already hit like on the video. Make sure to get involved in the comments as well. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And we'd love it if you could hit subscribe as well. Plenty more live watch-alongs coming on the basketball as the season heads towards finals as well. It's all heating up. Plenty more exciting matches. Chances for you to tune in and get your coverage, especially those outside of Australia. If you're inside Australia, you can just queue it up. A little bit of a delay on the TV and line it right up. I know a couple of people have been doing that, which is really nice. It's great to have you all with us as this one is in the balance. Perth a strong lead, but certainly far from done at the moment. 40-28. Cairns have had a very slow start to this quarter. Just the 1 3-pointer. Perth have put down 10 points already in 3.5 minutes. It's Taipans ball. Marcus Lee in at the baseline. Gives it off and it ends up with Andrew Andrews in the end. Lachlan Barker running the right lane. Andrew Andrews sweeps back around towards him. Hands off. A bit deep for a 3. Statman's there. Ball's given to McVeigh. He's going to try and pull off something fancy. 3 seconds. Steps around. Doolittle doesn't go, but Marcus Lee gets a rebound. And he'll get fouled in the act. So he'll get the bucket. Make it a 10-point ball game. And then he'll head to the free throw line. 4 minutes gone. Lee at the free throw line. Nothing but net. Back to a 9-point ball game. Adam Ford's up and about. He's trying what looks like gang signs instead of hand signals. But anyway, I'm sure they mean something to the team. Doolittle bounce pass in. Joe Watchalong over the top. Doesn't quite go. Leaves it a touch short. 5:30 on the clock. Andrew Andrews is there. Gives off to Marcus Lee. Swings it around. Barker's driving into the paint, looking for a bucket. Can't get it. The wrist roll was too heavy. Elijah Pepper. Nice little move. Breaks it away. Gives it to Joe Watchalong, who spins away from his opponent. Goes back over the top. Drains it off the backboard. He's on tonight. JLA up into double digits. McVeigh gives it off here for Cairns. Andrew Andrews returns it to Jack McVeigh for the Taipans. Taipans working hard. Goes inside the three-point line. A bit of a mishandle. A reach in from Perth. Three-point shot doesn't go. Rebound taken by Russo Nance. They swing it out to Windler. Doolittle. Over the top and eventually drops. 13-point lead. It's looking a little too clinical at the moment, the Wildcats. Statman going in, rolling around. That's a better stroke from him. Gets a bucket. Takes him up to 6 points. Cairns get the stop. That's big. Fire it out to Barker. Statman fires it wide to the right. McVeigh for three. Open three. Doesn't miss those. 8-point ball game. Unsurprisingly, Perth decide they will take a timeout. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already hit like on the video, get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. If you've got some wagers or bets on, let us know who your bets are on, and we'll keep you up to date with all the stats. Of course, you can hit subscribe on the channel as well. That'll help you follow along. You can hit the bell icon down there as well, and that'll keep you notified every time we go live or drop a video. Timeouts feel like they go for an age some days. Yeah. The huddles break. The players make their way back to the court. 3:51 on the clock. Jack McVeigh is 5 from 6 from three-point range tonight. Got 17 points, and 15 of them are from outside the arc. He's 5 from 6 from outside the arc, but he's 1 from 4 inside it. Help me make that up. All right, back in action. Doolittle on the ball. Transitioning it down the court, over halfway. Crossing over, driving into the paint. Bumps off Marcus Lee. Doesn't get it to go. They're going to call a foul on Lee. So Doolittle will go to the line. Excuse me, guys. As I said before, it is well after my bedtime. But so trying to soldier through. 3:37 on the clock till half time. Doolittle hits that one. 9-point lead. And again, the second. He's on tonight. 46-36, 3:36 on the clock. Sixes everywhere. Statman transitioning it down court, looking for an opportunity. He gives it off to Schofield, who's back out there. McVeigh for another three, and he hits another one at 6 from 7. Absolutely phenomenal numbers. 20 points already, and we're not even at half time. Now they go wide to Windler. He hits a 3 straight back. Exciting to watch, but not great if you're an unders punter. Statman goes up. Can't get it to come down. Perth on the break. We'll spin there. Aquera, he hangs on to it in the end. Perilous for a moment. Doolittle. The right-hand edge of the lane flicks it back behind him to Windler. 3-point doesn't go. Schofield ends up with it. Gives it to Andrews. Happy just to roll it down court. Now McVeigh. Don't make the mistake of leaving him open again. Andrews. Statman, a little bit of misdirection. Back for Galloway. Can't get the three to go. Wildcats working around their 3-point arc. Pepper up for the three. Doesn't go. Windler almost had the rebound, but he just let Galloway out position his body. 2:10 on the clock. Admiral Schofield has the ball knocked out of his hands. Good work, Elijah Pepper. Aquera on it now. Gives it to Doolittle. He takes a 3-point shot and drains it. Big for the Wildcats. Statman gets up and gets down for 2 points. Good work there, Cody Statman. Get the stop at the other end. And keeping this in a contest. Statman on the ball again to Andrews. Finds some space inside the lane. Steps back. Hits the 2. 9-point ball game. They're not quite going away, Cairns. Just joining us for the first time, we'd love it if you hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. And which team you're cheering for. Or players, if you've got some wagers on certain players. And of course, we'd love it if you hit subscribe. It's a nice work from Doolittle. Get another bucket for the Wildcats. Inside the final minute of the first half. Hasn't always been pretty, but it's been interesting so far. Andrew Andrews has controlled things well for the Taipans, but they just can't quite get into this contest. .30 seconds on the clock now. Perth get the turnover, drive it down court. Doolittle inbound for Windler. Little mishandle there. Pepper goes throwing himself out of bounds, trying to grab it. 22.6 on the clock. There'll be no shot clock now till half time. We're going to have a timeout though. Interesting decision. No, we're not going to have timeout. We're just having mass changes. Apologies. Saw 3 or 4 players walking off, slapping high fives. Andrew Andrews. To be fair, it was the Perth players whose bench was at that end, so. Andrew Andrews stepping back, stepping across, winding in, gives it to McVeigh. Big deep 3. And he is human. He can miss one. And out of bounds with less than a second on the clock, 0.2. So that'll be all she wrote for the first half, unless they adjust this clock here. We'll just have a watch. I think they will. They won't. Perth will not worry about it at all. And at half time, it is Perth 54, Cairns 43. Quick run through the leading stat getters. And for the Taipans, it is Jack McVeigh with 20 points, 2 rebounds, no assists. We've got Cody Statman with 8 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. And Andrew Andrews, 7 points, 5 assists, and 1 rebound. On the other side, we've got the Perth Wildcats. And we've got Christian Doolittle with 16 points. He's also got 3 rebounds, 0 assists. We've got Ben Henshaw, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Joe Lualachul, 10 points, no rebounds, 1 assist. 1 rebound, no assist, sorry. And they're the major stat getters for both sides. We're going to take a short break. We'll rejoin you in about 7 or 8 minutes with the second half here, guys. So don't go too far. We'll be back soon on the Chris McPherson Show with a watch-along second half as Perth leads by 11 here at the break. And of course, while I'm gone, make sure to hit like on the video if you haven't already. Press subscribe. Get involved in the comments. Let us know what you're cheering for. It's very, very quiet in there. I can't remember it being so quiet in a long, long time. We'll be back soon with the second half. Welcome back for the second half. Cairns versus Perth, and Jack McVeigh is almost single-handedly keeping the Taipans in this. He's racked up 20 points, including 6 3-pointers, while Perth are absolutely trying to put the Taipans to the sword. They're shooting the lights out at 64%. In this first half, the Wildcats on their home court. Can they continue it? Can they keep the momentum going, or will Jack McVeigh and his Taipan strike back? That is the question at halftime. But we are almost set for the second half here. Coming to you from the RAC Arena in Perth this game. Crucial game for Perth as they try and maximise that gap between them and Tasmania and claw away at Melbourne for maybe finishing fourth on the ladder. That will be their end goal. Probably a little bit far from Sydney now. But I guess not absolutely out of touch. They could finish third. I mean, even with a lot of results going their way, they could scrape up to second, but that's pretty unlikely now for them. Melbourne United, though, will be well within their sights. And we are underway with the third quarter. Jack McVeigh could have a night of it if he can keep scoring at this rate. He gets blocked on his first attempt here. Joe Chula comes away with it. Saw Kendrick Davis put up 40 earlier tonight. The Sydney Kings. Often you see people go at a point a minute in back-to-back games here. As Elijah Pepper gets the first bucket of the third quarter, and we're underway. 56-43. Andrew Andrews now working it around. Just under 20 minutes of play here for Cairns to try and close what is now a 13-point deficit. Mojave King back to Andrew Andrews. Good to have you all with us. Don't be shy. Get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. McVeigh for three again this time. Just undercooks it just a touch. Let us know what you're tuning in for, where you're tuning in from. We'll get there eventually. And who you're cheering for as Henshaw. No, that was Pepper for three. Out to a 16-point lead. Statman brings it back down court. Gives it off for Galloway. Harvey King pushes the end of the lane, but hand in there broken up by Windler, and Perth come away with another stop. Off to a good start here. Out of bounds off Cody Statman. Like the last quarter, it's a 5-0 run to start this quarter for the Perth Wildcats. And my goodness, he steps up. He nails the three over the top again, Elijah Pepper. He had a man in his face and he didn't care. And Cairns immediately call a timeout to try and halt this 8-0 run. He's come out like a man possessed, has Elijah Pepper. He had 2 points at halftime. He's got 10 now. What a way to turn it on. Let's have a look at what is to come across the weekend from here. We'll see how the Kings getting it done against Tasmania earlier on. And last night, Southeast Melbourne beat New Zealand 123 to 116 in a high-scoring one. And Melbourne United absolutely trounced Brisbane, who things just keep getting worse for them, 98-66. But heading into tomorrow night, the Breakers will be back in action against Adelaide 36ers. We then go to Saturday, and the State Basketball Centre will be the home for Southeast Melbourne again as they take on the Cairns Taipans. While for the Tasmania Jack Jumpers, they'll be back to My State Bank Arena in Hobart, hosting the Illawarra Hawks. And we come to Sunday, the Sydney Kings will host Adelaide 36ers. And then Sunday evening, Perth will be back here at the RAC Arena up against Melbourne United. That is a huge game. And then we'll close out the round with the Brisbane Bullets up against the Illawarra Hawks. Back from the timeout, 8:30 on the clock. Just under a month till we wrap up the regular season. The last game will be Perth and Adelaide on February 20th, again here in Perth. Statman can't go. Joe Watchalong gets the rebound. It's going to be a frenetic last few weeks. Nice work there. Dylan Windler gets another bucket. Both go back again. Another 3. They are flying. Score right here. There we go. Up to date now. Apologies for that. McVeigh drains another 3. I could have just left it. It's like I preempted it. 64-46. He's now 7 from 10 from 3-point range. Oh, ball lobbed in. Joe Watchalong almost uncontested at the bucket. Joe Watchalong up to 14. No, up to 12 points. Lead by 20 here. Andrew Andrews. McVeigh from way downtown. That was optimistic at best. Lee bats it away. Bounces off Cody Statman and falls for Joe Watchalong. Everyone's going for 3-point shots. This time it's Windler, and he hits it as well. This is wild times. They're shooting at nearly 70%. Perth Wildcats. And again, Cairns Taipans are going to take a timeout at 15 points to 3 in this third quarter. All I can say is if you're a Cairns fan, thank goodness for Jack McVeigh, because this would be ugly without him. He's got half your points. Literally 23 of 46 points. You take his numbers out and it looks very grim. You're shooting at 36% without him. He needs some help, does McVeigh, that's for certain. He can't be doing it all on his own. Well, the brief timeout, 6:56 on the clock in the third quarter here from Perth. Work to be done. Schofield fires the ball wide to Barker, who's out there now. Cairns trying some different combinations. Perth putting the pressure on. They get the break. McVeigh for 3 again. This time doesn't go. Tries to be tipped back in by Statman. Couldn't get it. Now Henshaw lays it back. Doolittle up against his opposite number. Schofield. And out of bounds off Doolittle. Couldn't quite control it under pressure. Great to have you all tuning in. If you're jumping on for the first time, make sure to hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Trying to work it around. LC in Sydney. Good to have you there. Josh tuning in. Ball back. Lobbed up. Andrews for 3. Doesn't go. Aquira takes the rebound. Gives it off. Pepper for 3. Hits another one. He is on fire this quarter. Elijah Pepper. He's up to 16 points. Some quarter he's having. And he's been involved in the next play as well. They get the stop, and that's just a wonderful shot as they show the replay. What a quarter for Elijah Pepper. Not even quarter, just 4-minute window. 18-3 this quarter. Also, they lead by 26. Cairns need to find something. Perth Wildcats currently shooting from 67% from 3-point range. Aquira's at the line now, though. After he was fouled, he'll get the free throw. Adam Ford looks resigned, and resign is what he may have to do the way things are going, because the swords will be out for him. The knives will be looking for his back. Query gets another. They lead by 28. Cairns have not fired a shot in this quarter. 20 points already for Perth. Again, if you're on the unders, you're in severe trouble, like we were in the last game. Harvey King just airballs it from the free throw line. It's like Cairns don't want to be out there. Starting to feel that I don't want to be here the way they're playing. Watching this, understandable why we're so low. Doolittle gives it off. Brisbane Nance is out there. Draws a foul. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. Cairns are very quickly going to have to revisit what they're doing before Saturday night when they take on the Phoenix. So Nance at the line, gets one. Looking to open it up to a 30-point lead here in the third quarter. Adam Ford trying to stay positive. Gets the second as well. And there's that 30-point lead. Cairns are just letting them run away with this at the moment. Andrew Andrews in for Kyle Adnam. Pops it over the top to Jack McVeigh. Got a foul call. Andrews back in for Schofield. Comes around. Andrews bounce past Adnam on the 45 on the right wing outside the 3-point line. Lobbed in by Andrews. Jack McVeigh turn away jumper. Gets 2. McVeigh's up to 25. He's carrying this Taipan side. Quera gets a bounce pass return to him by Windler and gets it done. Another 2 points back. Margin goes back to 30. 4:30 on the clock. Kyle Adnam getting through plenty of work here. Gives it off to McVeigh. Good to see Adnam getting some minutes, actually. McVeigh just goes in, slices through, hits the bucket, brings up the 50 for Cairns. Quick break down the other end. Windler racks up the 80 for the Wildcats. McVeigh's up to 27. Windler is at 13. All 5 starters for the Wildcats in double digits. Only McVeigh in double digits for the Taipans. Harvey King for 3. Does not go. So Cairns shooting at 40%. Although they're almost as good from 3-point range at 38% from there. Wildcats 71.4%, 67% from three-point range. Cody Statman's second top scorer with 8 points. McVeigh's on 27. Got more than the rest of the team combined as Jalo Alachul goes in, draws a foul. Marcus Lee looks perplexed. JLA will go to the line. Misses his first one. Jalo Alachul, 3:31 on the clock here. Great to have you all tuning in. Don't be shy, get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning from. Oh, he's missed both. Fortunately, it's the home team, so no free cheeseburgers. Taipans get the ball to McVeigh. He goes in, goes to toss it up. Gets fouled in the process, so he'll go to the line for 2 free throws. 3:17 on the clock now. Great to have those of you who are just jumping in, joining us. Love it if you hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments. Let us know if you're having a wager, what you're up to, who you're chasing, who you're backing, where you're tuning in from, what you're doing with your Thursday, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, where you are. Let us know what time it is as well. We could just have people getting involved in the comments. Very animated Adam Ford, the Cairns coach at the moment. The Perth ball inbound at their offensive end. Lobbed over the top for Joe Watchalong. He moves in, gives it back. Russo Nance for 3, and he drains it. They are putting on a clinic this quarter, are the Wildcats. 29-7. Still 2 minutes 47 to go in the quarter. They've absolutely put the foot on the throat and then some this quarter. Fight out to Kyle Adnam. Drives in. Gets up, doesn't get the bucket though. Leaves it off the front of the rim. Windler takes it. Elijah Pepper lofts it in. Joe Watchalong wasn't ready for it. He loses it over the baseline. He puts his hand up and owns that one pretty quickly. Perth still shooting at above 70% from 2-point range, from the field, sorry. Almost 69% from 3-point range. They're 11 from 16. McVeigh for another 3. Speaking of threes, he hits another one. Moves him up to 30 points. He's definitely leading the charge for Cairns. Another foul given here, have we? Have against Cairns, against Kyle Adnam, I think. So Perth ball inbound and one short of going to the bonus. So Detch gives it off. Joe Watchalong drives into the lane. Will he use a teammate or will he just do it all himself? He'll just do it all himself, but he misses. Rebound taken by Kyron Galloway. Gives off to Andrew Andrews. 1:47 on the clock here in the third quarter. It's a victory procession from here, and Andrew Andrews has absolutely just laced that. Like he's throwing a baseball pitch right through the pack. And it's gone out of bounds. Wildcats work it down into the offensive half. Detch running point. Gives it off Pepper. Hits the 3. How do you like that? He is on fire this quarter. Elijah Pepper now up to 19 points. He's 17 points this quarter. Just wild. Adnam for 3. Hits the front of the rim. He's leaving them all short today, Kyle, unfortunately. Big fan of him when he was at Sydney and Southeast Melbourne. Joe Watchalong under pressure here. It's a bounce pass by Sunday Detch. Elijah Pepper for another 3, and he hits it again. That's a 20-point quarter for Pepper. They lead 89-53. Absolutely lighting up. Andrew Andrews goes to the hoop, draws the foul from Ben Henshaw. But this quarter has been an absolute drubbing by the Perth Wildcats. 35-10. They are just blowing them away here. Andrews leaves his first one short. So sniffer burgers. This will get the fans interested. Free cheeseburgers if the away team misses 2 free throws in a row. One individual, that is. Hungry Jack's the sponsor. Just readying their balance sheet for some losses here. No, he hits it. They're safe for now. The margin remains at 35. .5 seconds on the clock. Perth drive it down the court on the right-hand edge. What can they conjure here? Rocketed Pepper. He's got a hot hand and he wants to keep using it. He hits another three. My goodness. This is some showing from Elijah Pepper. He's now up to 23 points this quarter. He's 9 from 10 on field goal shooting. He's 7 from 8 from three-point range. 4-second differential shot clock to game clock. 3.5, sorry. Kyle Adams on it now. 7 on the shot clock. Pulls up, gives it off. Galloway gets a bucket back. They go from deep to Perth. And that'll be three-quarter time. 92-56. What a quarter for Elijah Pepper. 23 points. Jack McVeigh leads all scorers with 30. But my, oh my. This has been an absolute clinic from the Perth Wildcats. They're starting to rotate some more of the players through. Jesse Wagstaff's been out there. Seen some time for Lat Mayan. Obviously Sunday Detch. So good to see they're using their rotations. As for Cairns, Lloyd McVeigh and Jed Richardson, the only players not to be used so far in their travelling squad. So we'll see what comes of this final quarter. What do you think for the final quarter, guys? What are we expecting? What I'm expecting is that my unders bet at under 181 is in massive, massive Barney rubble. I need a 43-point quarter. Not something I was really considering or expecting. But anyway, well, the ladder, it'll be interesting from here because Perth will move up to 16 and 10, which means there's quite a lot of congestion because there's only 2 games now between Southeast Melbourne and Perth. There's only 3 games between Adelaide and Perth in 1st to 5th. So a lot of results that are going to matter quite a bit on the run home. But we are looking forward to the action. Certainly some games to come that are going to be enthralling to watch. Most teams will play most others with what they've got on the way home. And of course, we'll have the Ignite Cup final in there as well. Speaking of that, Ignite Cup ladder, just working on where that all stands now. We get set to start this 4th quarter. Elijah Pepper, 25 points. The Ignite Cup ladder. Only a few games left. Adelaide, Perth, Southeast Melbourne and Brisbane have games left. And looking at the standings, Perth and Southeast Melbourne could both pit Melbourne for it, as could Adelaide. Brisbane out of contention though, but both those teams would need, actually they don't need all that many points realistically, so it could well come down to Perth and Southeast Melbourne for who will play the New Zealand Breakers. Yeah, as it stands, unless Perth and Adelaide take maximum points, and I don't know who they play in those games, they can't both knock New Zealand out, so I'll look at that in a moment. Did have the game just before. Perth plays Southeast Melbourne, Adelaide play Brisbane, so they theoretically could. It would take them both winning every quarter, I think. Should give them 7 points. And meanwhile, we are underway in the 4th here. I'll update the scoreboard. Cairns get the first bucket of the 4th quarter. Something for the Battlers. Still trail though by 34 points. Thought Perth had beat them comfortably. I didn't think it'd be this bad. Kwaku Hugi is out there. Gets his first bucket. Hey, Defunct. Yeah, there's been some really good ones and there's been some very ordinary ones. It doesn't seem like there's anything in between. This one's definitely no contest. Turnaround McVeigh. You just got to find those silver linings. Like Elijah Pepper putting on 23 points in that quarter, Defunct, was pretty wild. And we had Kendrick Davis putting up 40 in the last game. It's just those individual pieces. But yeah, it's just, yeah, there's been some blowouts, that's for sure. There's that one last night as well with Brisbane. Brisbane and Cairns are just checked out of their season. They go back in now. McVeigh for another 3, doesn't hit this one. Hey, Gerald, good to see you, mate. You bet minus 21.5 Wildcats during quarter 3. Good betting. Good betting. That wins. Was it for the third quarter or during the third quarter for the live line? Either way, it's good betting. Schofield for 3. Drains it. I can't believe the amount of buckets that have been being hit tonight. Like, the overs have just blown out on both games. Need a low-scoring quarter here. But I also need Joe Lyle-Chul to pick up some points. I don't want a lot, I just want everything. Another miss. Oh, that didn't look good. Oh dear, Windler. No, Doolittle 3. Tough time being a Taipans fan, if there's any of you left out there. That is a very Gerald betting pattern, that one. I love it, mate. Just double down and hit yourself out of trouble. Hope you've both been well. D-Funk and Gerald, good to see you both popping in. It's always good to see the familiar names. Say familiar faces. You can see faces, but you know what I mean. The loyal regulars. Jack McVeigh. Honestly, at this point, I think Jack McVeigh just needs to learn how to clone himself and get 5 of him out there for Cairns. Barker dribbles it into the paint. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It seems to be the worst thing with some of these games is they love fouling the absolute daylights out of each other throughout the fourth quarter and just prolonging everyone's misery. The same with the Ignite Cup as Barker's at the line. It's his first one. This Ignite Cup, the in-season cup competition. Adelaide can overtake New Zealand. Perth can pull level with them, so I'm not sure what the split would be then. Then we would go back on that, so that'll be interesting to see. Gets a second free throw. 7 minutes remaining here. Nice little bounce pass inside there. Good ball movement. Up and over. That's nice. Kuku. I'll get that right by the end of the night. 99. Fair enough, Gerald. Good night, my friend. Look forward to seeing you again when we're back next week. Even if it's just for the company, no betting. Ball out of bounds. Taipans ball. Jack McVeigh's having a rest now. I think he's decided he's done enough with his 30 points. Now Marcus Lee gives the ball off. Lloyd McVeigh's out there now. Andrew Andrews gives it Marcus Lee back to Lloyd McVeigh. Pops it over the top, Marcus Lee. He leaves it short. Then it's chopped volleyed by Lat May and out of bounds. Perth continuing their great form at the moment. This will make it 5 in a row, so. Big game against Melbourne United this weekend. Lat May. Oh, gets done for going out of bounds. Jesse Wagstaff out there for Perth, which is good to see their skipper. Andrews just waltzed down the court, fires it out for Admiral Schofield. Moves into the paint, doesn't quite hit it. Rebound comes away, and it's Russo Nance. Spins through, fires it off to Wagstaff. He pops it down looking for Latmay, and it's very much a second string outfit out there for Perth now. They're playing the junk time minutes. 5:37 on the clock. Again, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments. Say hello. Latmayan tries to drain a three, doesn't go. Wagstaff gets the rebound. 5 minutes 30 on the clock. A little bit of a fumble for Aquera, but he gets it back. Russo Nance now takes it into the lane. Step back jumper. Doesn't go. Sunday Detch with a rebound. Scrappy basketball. This is getting worse, not better. Wagstaff over the top. Swatted away. Goaltending against Marcus Lee. The 100 comes up for the Wildcats. 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining on the clock. And we've got a timeout. Going to be a Cairns timeout. I don't know what they're going to be talking about at this point. You're down by 38. You may as well just take your licks, take your medicine, and roll on. Tennis is coming to a close for the night as well. As we get through this timeout. These two teams will have very different trajectories from here. Perth will be starting to wonder what's possible as they chalk their 5th win on the trot. See what they can do against Melbourne. That's a big game in terms of the standings as well. What will come from here? That will be the question. Back now. Lloyd McVeigh trying to do his best Jack McVeigh impression. Not to be, though. Now the Wildcats working it out through Russo Nance. Gives it off, and 3-point shot taken, doesn't land. Perth just getting in, interrupting. This time it's Latmay and swats it over the sideline. Good to have some of you joining us again. If you're coming in for the first time, make sure to hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Watching this come down to the wire. I'm assuming you're not tuning in to see if it's a toss of a coin job. You're coming in to look at how bad the margin's going to be. Jack McVeigh is back out there. He seems to be all they've got, and he gets another bucket. So Nance trying to work an avenue out. Jack McVeigh, Lloyd McVeigh, Andrew Andrews, Marcus Lee, and Cody Statman, other defensive 5. As Russo Nance tries to drain a 3. McVeigh gets the rebound. Gives off now Andrew Andrews. 3:53 on the clock. Andrew Andrews dribbling into the paint. Flicks it out wide. McVeigh for Statman for... So that was Lloyd McVeigh to Statman to Jack McVeigh. Goes for the big 3. Doesn't get it. Aquera takes the rebound. 3:34 on the clock. Working it around now. Russo Nance. Query gets in underneath. It gets waved away. Will be Perth ball, sideline ball. Now Latmayan working it around. He gets around to the left wing. No space to do anything there. Goes back. Russo Nance lays it off. 3-point shot. Fired like a dart. They get the rebound, Perth. Russo Nance again for another 3. Again, they miss. Comes down. Marcus Lee comes away with the rebound inside the last 3 minutes. Fire it back, Andrew Andrews. Neither team really has much direction at the moment. Jack McVeigh will make the direction. Gets the corner of the lane. Drains another 2. I don't take it lightly when I say he's carrying this side. I've got another foul here. That just means it's going to be baseline ball for the Taipans. Very much just wandering out towards a damp squib. Sorry, Jack McVeigh leading all comers, 34 points. Elijah Pepper 25, Christian Doolittle 19, Dylan Windler 15. McVeigh, another step back. This time doesn't go. Latmayan with the rebound. He's getting a little heated here. Things are getting quite heated here. Let's have a look at what's going on. 2 minutes 14 on the clock. Jack McVeigh. Have a look at the replay. So I think it might be a technical foul against Jack McVeigh. Latmayan hits the free throw. Perth going to work here inside the last 2 minutes. It's starting to really trickle down. It's a bit of a lopsided one. Latmayan adds some more salt to the wounds. And yeah, you can certainly say goodnight, nurse. A lot of you have dropped off, and understandably so. This one is just trickling down to very little at all. Statman loses the ball, comes off his arm, and that'll be Perth ball. 1:44 on the clock. Now, this hit spin move doesn't work out for the Wildcats. Turnover ball again from Cairns. This is just getting a little bit sloppy, and it's kind of hard from here, isn't it? It's absolutely a blowout. One of the biggest blowouts we've called this year. And everyone's just happy to be chewing the clock down here. Russo Nance working on the ball. Screen set. Foul called. An offensive foul there. I think against Cameron Hoofner. He's out there picking up some minutes. Everyone's rotated through minutes now, which is good to see. Barker brings it down the court inside the final 60 seconds. Very little happening here. Blowing out. 37-point margin. Barker decides to try and do it all himself, and it works out. That's a good bucket. 104.69. Might just get away with a little bit of a save on the unders here. Latmayan goes up, gets it deflected, and does it himself. (106.69). 15 seconds on the clock. 4-second differential shot clock to game clock. Kyle Adams there. Foul called on Thomas Garovich. Perth are only going to get better. They got David Duke Jr. to come back. If he can get where he needs to be, then all of a sudden they're going to be a dangerous threat here, especially if they can get this win against Melbourne this weekend. Nice little spin move from Lloyd McVeigh. Can't get the bucket to go though, and that'll be all she wrote. 106.69, a comprehensive win for the Wildcats. They've absolutely blown that one out. Low scoring final quarter, but they did what they needed to. They went to the benches. Leading scorers, 34 points for Jack McVeigh, by far and away the best. The only other lead stat for the Taipans, 8 assists for Andrew Andrews. Very little else to talk about. For the Wildcats, they had 5 players in double digits, all 5 of their starting players. Elijah Pepper, 25 points. We then go to Christian Doolittle with 19 points. Dylan Windler with 15 points, 5 assists. JLA, Joe Lualachul, 12 points, 6 rebounds. And Ben Henschel, 10 points, 7 assists. We also had David Okwira with 9 points. So that wraps it up. Perth win this one. A big thank you to you all. Hey, MJ. Yeah, they did need to pull it back, mate, but we got the total where we wanted. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please hit like on the video. Get involved in the comments each time you join us. Hit subscribe and hit the bell icon down below. That'll give you notifications each time we drop a video or go live. We will be back tomorrow with some videos, talking cricket and tennis, maybe a basketball one as well, time dependent. And then there'll be some more content dropping over the weekend as we go. But a big thank you to you for tuning into your home at the Black and White of Sports. No great opinions here, and we look forward to seeing you back here on the Chris McPherson Show again very, very soon. Thanks again, guys. Have a great night.